say the thing. Hey nerds, what's up? I'm making a video. What's happening? I don't know. I'm not wearing any makeup because I don't really wear makeup anymore, so this is my face. I've been missing YouTube, I guess, for maybe like only the last like couple weeks, not even a long time out of the 6 months I've been gone. But everyone's talking about Vlogmas and stuff, so I was kind of like, ooh, should I do Vlogmas? And here I am doing Vlogmas. So as of right now, I don't know for sure that like I'll keep doing this, but right now I have the itch, so we'll kind of see. This video is going to kind of talk about like why I left, and then like kind of what I've been doing for the last 6 months, what I've been up to with my free time from BookTube and YouTube. And then I'm planning on vlogging like every other day and doing like a sit down video every other day. So if you guys have anything you want me to do specifically, tags or whatever, let me know in the comments. I definitely am not doing both channels, but I'm not afraid to do like non-bookish things on this channel. I think I'm just gonna go for it and do like kind of whatever the fuck I want, because this is my channel, and if I'm going to do this the way that I want to, then I don't want to be doing it for anybody else. So I guess that's kind of the start of Vlogmas. I stopped making videos at the very beginning of June. There's not one specific thing that happened or anything like that. It was more so just that I like didn't feel like doing all of the work that goes into making videos. You know, you have to edit and you have to do all these things, and then also just like sitting down. We all were, well, I wasn't working from home yet. I'll get into that in a minute, but Matt was already working from home. He had been sent home. So that meant that like usually I was filming on the day that he was out of the house, and I was by myself, and so that was really nice. And I'm actually filming today right now with him out of the house. He's on a run right now because I just didn't want the extra pressure. But yeah, it was too much transition, and I also just didn't like all of the editing stuff, and I was just kind of frustrated, not with like anything in particular, but just I think I was like in my head a lot. It was a lot of me feeling like I was playing the numbers game rather than like worrying about, you know, what people wanted. I was just worried about like the numbers on the view scale and stuff like that, and it just was not very fun anymore, so I didn't want to do that anymore. And then in the last 6 months, I also got a new job. I started working for a nonprofit that works with the deaf, and we do a bunch of like services, helping like get referrals and information and all sorts of things like that. And so I'm the front desk receptionist there, and I'm really hoping to get a promotion in about a month, but I'll be eligible to apply in a month. So we'll see if that happens, but if that's the case, then that would be really good. But yeah, so I'm working there. I'm signing every single day, well, Monday through Friday at least, all day long, which is awesome. I did graduate in June from my interpreting certificate, so now I have since also started working with a mentor who is a professional interpreter at the college I graduated from, and she and I are getting me ready for the big like national certifications that I'll eventually have to take. So I'm like doing a lot of signing and interpreting and like preparing for like the career that I want, which is just really good. I'm really happy that I took the break from YouTube to kind of get in the right headspace for like career wise. I think that's also just something that just I basically was forever hoping that like one day I'll get to be a YouTuber for my career, and like although that would be amazing, and yeah, if it happened I would love that, but at the same time it's like it's such a kind of a fluke, like a luck thing. I can't really control that, so if that happens then amazing, and I shouldn't be waiting for it to happen though. That's like the key. So yeah, so I'm trying to like come onto this channel with a new headspace, and if this continues to be fun, then I'll continue doing it, and if I decide I hate it again, then I won't do it anymore. So that's something. But yeah, so lots of interpreting and lots of signing and lots of like work stuff has been going on. So that's been awesome. Reading, I feel like I've been reading way more in the last 6 months. I don't think that's actually true. I think that there's just been a lot less pressure. One of the things about doing booktube, I've had a booktube channel for like 8 years or something like that, 7 or 8. And as time goes on, I noticed that I was getting into this like stress game of like, oh, I need to read new releases, or I need to read what everyone's talking about, or I need to be on NetGalley, I need to be doing like arcs and stuff like that. And I've just taken this like 6 months to just like read what I want, which sometimes is old books, sometimes is like just a couple years ago books. Like currently I'm reading The Cruel Prince. I've never read it because the hype was large and I was worried I would hate it, and so now it didn't feel like there was this pressure. So just like not worrying about what I'm reading for a channel has been really nice. So I think even though, yes, I will definitely be talking about books, I will still make book videos on this channel too. Like I was saying, I'm gonna kind of do whatever I want, so maybe there'll be some lifestyle stuff on here too. I don't know yet. And definitely vlogs, of course, but I want to really try not to get into the like, oh, I need to read like this and stuff because it's coming out or because it just came out or whatever. I just want to read what I want to read, and I know that a lot of people in this community struggle with this, so it's like an always reminder thing that we all probably do need to do. I've also been watching and reading, I've been watching a lot of TV and movies and listening to a lot of podcasts and things like that, and I just am loving it. I am planning on doing a like video about some things that I've been watching and listening to for podcast wise, so that's going to be fun, and I'll do that later. But Matt and I have always really loved movies and TV, so it's always been a part of like our relationship and a part of our lives, and also we both just like movies and TV in general, like separate of each other. We'll sometimes watch stuff, especially me. I watch a lot of stuff that he doesn't like Grey's Anatomy, so doing that. I'm also rewatching Grey's Anatomy right now. I'm like finally to the point where I'm almost to things I haven't seen yet. I like have watched all the way up to season 14 before. And we're on season 17 now in current time, so I'm trying to catch up so I can get to season 17 before it's like completely over. But yeah, so lots of TV and movies have been happening. I've also been making my own podcast. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then you probably know that. And if you were following me before, then you probably know that too. But my friend Bailey and I started a podcast back in, I think our first episode went up in February. So we've almost hit a year now. Maybe March. I don't know. We started it like right before the pandemic happened, and then we went into pandemic mode, and then we're still doing it. So that's really fun. It's a lifestyle podcast. We talk about all sorts of things, and it's just really nice to like sit together with my best friend for an hour and like chit chat. And I am going to be doing, my best friend who hosts it is Bailey. Bailey is pregnant. She's due in February, so there will be a period of time, we don't know exactly how long yet, where I'll be hosting it with co-hosts, like guest hosts. So I'm really excited for like my list of people that I'm going to be like kind of interviewing or like talking with, conversing with on the podcast while she's out. And so that's really fun. And I've been really enjoying the podcast. It's nice because there's not a lot of like editing on the back end of things. I do most of the editing because Bailey just doesn't have like a lot of the equipment for editing wise. So I do a lot of that background stuff, but it's pretty easy because it is long form and you don't have to edit a lot of stuff out and things. So I'm hoping that I bring that energy here to this channel too, where I've never really been one for when I'm filming. I've never been really one to like say things over and over again unless I really mess up. So my editing has never been super hard on that sense, but I do like to like cut out a lot. just because I think it makes the video more entertaining. So I'm hoping to bring some energy to this side of kind of letting it be a little bit more long form, but of course I also want it to be entertaining. So I don't want it to be super long and saying the same thing over and over again or anything like that. But yeah, so podcast has been great. Nothing really else. It's the pandemic, so I did talk a lot about COVID with the ending of like when I started this before I left YouTube, but now it's 6 more months in, and I do work from home now. I didn't mention that. When I got this new job, I am working from home. So the transition working from home now with Matt here, and my brother-in-law David lives here, and just all of us all together here is a transition that was definitely rough at the start. It took probably about like a month, 2 months to really get into the groove and not feel like we're ready to bite each other's heads off. All 3 of us. Well, David not so much. David is like a very quiet and easygoing guy, but me and Matt, Jesus Christ. We also have our desks where we work are both in the living room. So I'm staring at Matt's desk over here and my desk over here, and so we are like together all the time. So like I said, been a transition, but I feel like we are in a groove, and I've been working out at home, so like literally just we never leave our house. Stop eating the tree. All of it has just basically been a year of change. When 2020 started, I don't think anybody was prepared for this to be what 2020 looked like. This year has gone by like so insanely fast and slow all at once. But it's just, COVID is annoying. I definitely have been kind of in the middle of like, I'm not 100% staying away from everyone. I am wearing my mask and I'm doing all of those things. Of course, I'm not an idiot, and I think people who don't wear masks are stupid and just selfish. But also, I've been very aware of like whoever, making sure that anyone who I might see is very 100% comfortable, and being really honest about like, okay, well, this is what I've done this week or whatever. I think that's been really important, and yeah, COVID sucks. Can't wait for the vaccine. Hopefully it'll come out soon. Biden won. I don't know. Obviously you know all these things, but it's just been a year, dude. It's just been a year. So later on in this Vlogmas experience, assuming that I do end up liking this and wanting to keep going, I will be doing like a New Year's resolution and kind of reflection that'll be more of a reflection of 2020 and kind of like how I feel going into 21 and all of that. Yeah, but that's basically it for this video. I think I do have like quite a few things. Again, obviously, I'm hoping that I do really like this, because if I do really like this, I want to do the whole Vlogmas 25 days. So like I said, I'll be doing vlogging some days and sit down videos like every other. And some things that I have plans are like, I have a new planner that I want to set up with you guys. Tomorrow's video from when you're seeing this will be the vlog, and I have a FabFitFun box that'll be unboxed in that video. I want to make my Christmas presents that I'm doing for this year, so it'll be a little DIY. So those are some things that I have planned. Obviously, I also want to do I read all of the Goodreads 2019 winners, so I want to go through all of those with you in a video. I have some bookish content as well. So it'll be a mix for sure. I do have some bookish content that I do want to do, like I said, but yeah, that's this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're interested. Again, let me know if you have any like video ideas or anything you really, really, really want to see from me. Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, answer me this. Are you a coffee or a tea drinker? Because I am both. I try to drink tea throughout the week, although I am drinking coffee today because Matt made it for me this morning. And then I usually drink coffee on the weekends. So let me know, coffee or tea, which do you prefer, and what is your favorite type of tea, or your favorite like coffee creamer, if you drink creamer. if you're answering that question for me. So with that, see you guys tomorrow in a vlog. Peace out. Bye.